Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. There's nothing asked of you here, no expectation to be small or silent, to perform the peace you crave, just a space, soft, slow, true, where even your tiredness is allowed to rest beside you. Let it unfurl now. The urge to become someone else, the busy hush that tries to quiet what wants to sing. What if tonight was when it finally landed? Not a lesson, not a fix, just a remembering, as natural as breath finding its next inhale, as effortless as exhaling beneath the weight of old dreams. What if resting was the wealth all along? The golden thread weaving everything sacred through your body, through this moment. Welcome the idea that nothing needs to wake up in you, except the part that wants to soften. What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? That bigness of yours, the feeling of being too much, too loud, too tender, too full of longing or wanting or wonder, what if that's the altar, not the error? Let the question shimmer in the space between thoughts now. Every night, we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety. While the soul remembers its worth, it's not about learning, it's not about improving, it's about returning. You don't have to fold yourself into the smallest version of being to belong here. Bigness isn't a burden, it's an invitation. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow, tonight. Let coming home be enough, let wanting be holy, and right now, you don't have to listen too closely, just let it surround you. Softness belongs here. It's in your breath, in your bones. You don't have to hold it together anymore, even your bigness is welcome. Let it soften here. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are before anything else tonight, just letting your breath slow. Letting the weight of the day melt from your shoulders, even if for only a moment. Here, there is nothing urgent, nowhere you need to go, no part of you that needs fixing. What if tonight was when it finally landed? What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? This isn't a lesson, it's a slow remembering, gentle and unpressured, like hearing your favorite old song late at night when no one else is awake. Here, we speak in the softest way, guiding the nervous system into safety, while the soul remembers its worth. Every time you return, layers begin to loosen, stories start to unravel, and something inside you finds a little more space just to be. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow, or any night you need a soft landing. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let it surround you, let it soften here. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are tonight. Gentleness is the rhythm. No need to try, nothing here asks for effort. There is only a slow sinking, a tender remembering you're here, in a space where nothing has to be earned or explained. The air itself feels softer, like it knows what you carried just to arrive. What if tonight was when it finally landed? The truth of rest, the wealth tucked deep inside the exhale. Maybe it's closer than it ever seemed, almost woven into the quiet. What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing was missing, only forgotten, tucked away for safekeeping until just the right moment? Each time you return here, it is a gentle homecoming. The soul remembers its language. The lull between thoughts, the warmth within each breath, the knowing that you, exactly as you are already enough. Every night, we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety, while the soul remembers its worth. Every word is a thread, weaving back what the world asked you to lose. Every pause is a soft place to land. It's possible tonight can be just for you. No goals, no lessons, nothing to hold up or strive for. Remembering is a slower path, one where softness carries more weight than striving ever could. Every adaptation your heart made, every time you shrank to fit or silenced your need, there is nothing wrong with you. Those choices were wise. Even if your mind wanders, that's all right. To drift is natural here. These words are only the backdrop. Rest is what's sacred. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. There's no performance to keep, no pace except your own breath, gentle, unhurried, safe. Let it soften here. Tonight's remembering does not hurry. Nothing asks you to heal quickly or prove that you've arrived. If you find parts inside that still brace or watch for the next demand, let them rest too. Imagine them curling up, releasing the old alertness. Every part of you is welcome, no matter how it's learned to survive. You don't have to listen too closely, just let it surround you. Like dusk settling in, like water moving gently over stone, let it all slow down. This is that space. Safe for as long as you need. It's safe now. Even this is part of the becoming. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. The outside world spins fast, but in here we find a slower rhythm. We wake up the truth that's always been living below the surface, melting through each guarded layer. What if tonight was when it finally landed? The sense that nothing's wrong with the way you move, the quiet trust that abundance can be simple and gentle. What if resting was the wealth all along? Not just coins and numbers or things you deserve, but breath and belonging, and the certainty that something in you is already tethered to the enoughness underneath it all. What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? What if every worry, every ache, every regret about not asking for more, simply pointed to an old way of keeping safe? You don't have to fix it tonight. Here, under these blankets of sound, the world fades, the rules soften, the heart gets to lead every night. We speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety. While the soul remembers its worth, we don't have to explain away the urge to undercharge or hustle or convince ourselves to take up more space. Instead, we ask softer questions. What feels tender behind the numbers? What hesitation first whispered that scarcity was safer than risking being seen? When did the body first learn that being generous with everyone else was somehow easier than trusting it was okay to receive, too? If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. There's a place here every night, as you are. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let it surround you. Let the words become breath. Let the breath become ease. It's safe now. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. Tonight, there's nothing you need to become. No effort, no improvement, just a gentle homecoming for the parts of you that already hold every answer. What if tonight was when it finally landed? What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? Here the air asks nothing of you. Each breath is enough. Each moment, a soft remembering. This isn't a place for lessons. It's a slow field of old truths waiting to be recalled. A gentle space for the soul to exhale, for the nervous system to soften, for hidden dreams and silent strengths to surface, noticed but untouched. Every night, we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety while the soul remembers its worth. There's no striving, only the return to a rhythm that's always belonged to you. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. This space will be here, as steady as the sea, as quiet as dusk. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let it surround you, let it soften here. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are tonight. There is nothing to earn here. No gold star for letting go, no expectation dressed up as peace. Only this gentle welcome, the one that's always existed for you, even before you started looking. What if tonight was when it finally landed? The sense that nobody's version of you matters more than the one you've always felt deep in your chest. The home voice beneath every performance. The place, just out of old habits' reach, that's never asked for permission to exist. What if resting was the wealth all along? It's the kind that can't be measured, only lived through. The abundance that doesn't depend on mirrors, but on the remembering of your own reflection, shimmering beneath every surface the world tried to hand you. What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? What if every time the mirror bent you out of shape, somewhere inside, the real image stayed perfectly whole, untouched, suspended in the deep water? Every night we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety while the soul remembers its worth. No striving, no reminders disguised as lessons, just a slow, sacred circling back to the place you never actually left. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. Let the world wait. Let your breath move at its own unhurried pace. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let it surround you. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are tonight. Nothing is asked of you. Nothing required. Just the gentle recognition of a soul that's already whole, settling in for the slow magic of letting itself be held. Before anything begins, feel the hush. Notice how the air glides quieter, as if your body already knows this place. Softly, in this sanctuary, we remember what's easy to forget on faster days. What if tonight was when it finally landed? What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? There's no pressure to speed up, or perform, or bloom in a way that sparkles under any spotlight. Here, soul expansion isn't a display, it's a spaciousness, a slow unfolding, like petals turning open when no one's looking. Maybe that's what true abundance feels like. No hurry, no spectacle, no need to measure or explain. Every night we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety, while the soul remembers its worth. There's nothing to prove, no summit to reach, only the ease of letting what's been inside all along come forward quietly, while the world softens in the dark. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. Each time you might find something softer waiting, because softness here is invited, not earned. You don't have to listen too closely, just let it surround you. Whatever is spoken, let it drift and settle like the hush that follows sunset, soft, sure, and a little sacred. You might notice yourself untangling from old urgencies, as if the need to be impressive was always just missed. The real you was resting right behind it, waiting for permission to arrive as you are. Let it soften here. Tonight's remembering isn't about getting anywhere. It isn't about mastering a lesson. It's just the slow permission for your heart to expand in whatever way gentle feels. To recognize that soul growth isn't loud or grand. Sometimes, it's just the warm relief of not making yourself smaller. Imagine the first stretch after waking. The sacred invitation to take a little more space, not because you've earned it, but because existence itself gave it freely, each breath a little wider than before. What if growing was about relaxing into spaciousness, not chasing after it? What if all true expansion happens in quiet, where the soul has room to move without being watched? Even this is part of the becoming. Tonight, you're allowed to take up as much space as feels kind. to grow in whichever way feels most natural to your nervous system, your bones, your breath, no judgment, no timeline. Now just return slowly to what has always been yours. Let it soften here. Feel the edges of your being as gentle as fog. Notice the stillness, your inheritance. You belong in all this space without needing to fill it, decorate it, or defend it. Just by arriving, you've expanded. And tonight, that is more than enough. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. The world moves so fast, always asking, never pausing. But here, the rush falls away, just for a while. Here, you're simply breathed, carried gently, without needing to earn your way into the moment. The night finds you as you are and welcomes every part of you, exactly as you've arrived. What if tonight was when it finally landed? What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? There's something precious waiting beneath your surface thoughts, a sacred current moving at its own soft pace, whispering that worth is not a badge or a balance or a measure. It's the native soil you're already growing from. Even now, as you listen, the ground is holding you effortlessly. Every night we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety, while the soul remembers its worth. Sometimes, just hearing a truth wrapped in softness is what reweaves the fabric of what you believe is possible. Here, in this field, you don't have to strive, you don't have to try, the work is just to soften. Nothing more. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. Each night we linger in slow remembering together, just like this. You don't have to listen too closely, just let it surround you, like a blanket, like dusk, like the way water doesn't ask rocks to move, but simply finds its way around. Let it soften here. Let tonight be a space where enoughness is not up for debate. Where breath is proof and being is the invitation. It's safe now. Maybe there's nothing to prove in this minute. Maybe receiving isn't performance. Maybe the miracle is simply being received by the night without needing to qualify your own existence. You don't have to hold this anymore. You don't have to earn your enoughness here. Enough was already growing in the shape of your size. Even this is part of the becoming. So let every word become a gentle landing. Let every silence hold you. Let every moment remind you. You are entirely, quietly, beautifully, already enough. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. The world might still be spinning outside, so many clocks ticking, so many voices naming reasons for haste. But in here, there is only the slow returning, only the gentle slipping back into something soft, familiar, and holy. What if tonight was when it finally landed? Not as a fact, not as a breakthrough, but as a slow warmth that asks for nothing. What if resting was the wealth all along? Not the thing to earn, but the very thing that reveals all that was never lost. What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? This isn't a lesson, and it is never advice. It is an invitation. Every night we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety, while the soul remembers its worth. It's not something you have to chase or hold tightly. Abundance here feels like the tide, coming back without effort, like the moon returning after every dusk. Maybe there is some part of you, awake even as the body gets heavy, that knows how to listen beneath words. The part of you that was safe before you learned the rules of hustle, the place inside that called itself whole, even in stillness. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. The pace won't change, only the faces in the stars, only the landscape of your heart. You never need to arrive on time here. You are always right on time. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let it surround you, let it soften here. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. There's no rush tonight, just breath, arriving softly, like dusk pooling gentle light into the corners. What if tonight was when it finally landed? What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? This is not a night for striving. It isn't a place for proving here. The heart can put down its armor, and the body can sink into the hush that belongs to it. Let it soften here, every night. We speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety. While the soul remembers its worth, we aren't here to change or fix anything. We're just dropping into the remembering. What if this hour is really just an invitation back to yourself? A homecoming, not a lesson, nothing to master, just to recall what's always been quietly waiting within you. You don't have to listen closely. You don't have to follow every word. Let it move through you the way water runs through open hands. Let any effort in your face, in your chest, gently melt, just noticing how good it feels not to try so hard. It's safe now. Tonight, we wander back to an old truth, a remembered voice, the one that lives underneath the performance, beneath apology, and before anyone asked you to shrink. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. Each night we gather in the quiet, just like this. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let it surround you. Even this is part of the becoming. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are. There's nothing you have to get right tonight, nothing to try for, no edge to prove. Just the hush of being, enveloped and unhurried, your own heartbeat matching the rhythm of a remembering field. What if tonight was when it finally landed? What if resting was the wealth all along? What if nothing is missing, only forgotten? This isn't a lesson. This is a return to the kind of wealth that never rushes, to the kind of worth that doesn't shout or chase. Every night we speak gently like this, guiding the nervous system into safety while the soul remembers its worth. It's a homecoming in slow motion, where even the urge to be seen is honored, never rushed, never silenced, simply held and welcomed as it is. If this helps you return to yourself, you're welcome to come back tomorrow. There is no urgency, no needing. Only the soft invitation to let yourself be gathered up time and again. You don't have to listen too closely, just let it surround you. It's safe here to let the world fade back, to be nowhere but in the warmth of your own presence. Let it soften here, the idea that being seen is something you must earn or perform for. Let it shift as though you are laying down a heavy garment, and discovering the skin underneath is made for being revealed. You are not too much. You are simply too rare for the wrong mirror in this space. Your rarity is returned to you, not as a burden, but as original belonging. Even this is part of the becoming. Tonight's remembering opens the door to a new kind of currency, where abundance is measured in reflection, presence, and the gentle settling of finally being truly seen. You don't have to hold it together. You don't have to hold anything at all. You are allowed to let yourself be gathered, as if the world, even now, rearranges itself just to witness you gently arriving. It's safe now. Let rest be the only currency you trade tonight. Welcome back to the Abundance Alchemist, your quiet space to remember who you are.